Hello everyone, ARG here, and today we are going to start something, continue something, I don't know how to call it. So this is going to be my first stream for Out of the Park Baseball 23, but for the moment I am going to continue my historical play with the Montreal Expos. So those of you that have followed me for Out of the Park Baseball 22, you know that we are in 1995, just a little bit past the midway point of the season. We are fourth in the East, and we are 7 games back on the Braves. Despite having a winning record, we're 47 and 41, so it's not like we're completely terrible. So you guys that have been following me, guys and gals who have been following me since the last year's iteration of the game, know about where we are. We have Kirby Pocket that's still out for a week, sorry. And we're about to take on the Phillies. Now today is a weeknight. I will not have the time to play the entire 4-game series, especially since this is a brand new game. I'm probably gonna need to tinker the camera angles and everything. That's probably gonna take a second, but anyway, so yeah, interface looks very similar to last year's game, so nothing too crazy there. I, for the life of me, cannot remember the order that I've put my windows in, so looks a little out of place for some of them, I know for sure, but it is what it is. So I'm pretty excited to go ahead and do some Out of the Park Baseball 23 content. A little bit of background if you're new to me. I've been playing Out of the Park Baseball since version 9. I've bought every single version since. Over the years, I kind of mastered how to toy around with the AI, and I was using so many different house rules that I was not really having fun with the game anymore. So I came up with the idea of trying to play as manager only, and it completely changed my love for the game. I love the game 10 times more now, at the very least. I counted it. So this is a manager only playthrough. I do not have any bearing whatsoever on who plays for the team, who gets demoted, who gets drafted. None of that. All I can do is tinker my lineup with what I'm given. A lot harder than it looks like. So for the first time since I started, this save was started in 1991. We are 4 years in now. This is the first time I'm given a somewhat decent team. So the goal is to win the World Series before the Expos move to Washington. Whew. Oh. Alright, so let's get started now. That's it for the lengthy intro. So today we're going to be hosting the Phillies. We're going to do the first 2 games of the 4-game series. Phillies are 48 and 41. They are right ahead of us in the standings by a whopping half a game. And today we're going to be facing Bruce Ruffin. He's 8 and 4, and we're going to be sending a southpaw of our own, Carlos Perez, who's 2 and 7. It's been a little bit tough for Carlos Perez so far this season. Well, let's dive into it. I have not played the game whatsoever. I don't know what the new 3D action looks like at all. Nothing. It's going to be, all brand new for me as well. Alright, so let's give Charles Johnson a day off. We're going to play Tim Laker. And even though it's against a lefty, I'm still going to bet Kent Herbeck fourth. Herbeck has quite a bit of power against lefties. Not as much contact, but if he connects with the ball, that should go somewhere, hopefully. Alright, so we're gonna go with that. Let's go ahead and see what the Phillies are going to send our way. So Otis Nixon plays in Philadelphia this season. He's going to be batting first. He's in left field. Tom Evans, the third baseman, is going to be batting second. Kevin Stalker, shortstop, batting third. Vladimir Guerrero, it hurts to see him with another team other than the Expos. He's going to be batting cleanup. He's in right field. Clay Bellinger, the first baseman, is batting fifth. Mike Lieberthal, the catcher, is going to be batting sixth. Jolbert Cabrera, former Expo prospect, is going to be batting seventh. He's the second baseman. And Eric Danapildis is going to be in center field and batting eighth today. I kind of forgot to check to see if they have any injuries. Let's check real quick. Oh, Al Martin is hurt. I was kind of looking for him because I knew the Phillies had him. So he had a pretty decent season last season. Looks a little tougher for him this season, and he's out for 4 weeks. So we're not gonna see him for a little bit. Now let's start the game for. Oh, I have to rechange my lineup, don't I? Yeah, I sure do. That's what happens when you get excited about the new game. Alright, let's try that for game number 1. We already look at their lineup, so let's... oh yeah, I don't want to do all of that. No, I almost forgot about all of that. Alright, we're gonna go with that for now. If there's something that's really off, I'm gonna go ahead and change that as off screen probably. All right. Well, let's play ball for real now. Go Expos! Play ball. Alright, it looks very similar so far. Now, of course, I'm gonna be needing for Sylvam, I believe, to do his incredible work with the stadiums, so that I can get all of the real stadiums and everything. He usually does a great job of that. Now, last year I liked usually those type of. Ooh, we have pants this year. I did read that we had pants, but that's the first time I'm seeing them. Okay, what about this one? No, that's not what I want. So that's the best I can do, I believe. All right, let's do this. Okay, so Carlos Perez is on the mound for us. Otis Nixon is at bat for the Phillies. And of course, as usual, let's go Expos. And the game is underway. 3-1 to Nixon. Tries to bunt himself on. That's going to be an infield single. I'm gonna change. Sorry, I knew that it was going to take a second. Let's try that. Right, Tom Evans is now the batter. There's a runner on first, nobody out. 2-2 to him. That's gonna be a base hit to right. And on the play, Nixon goes all the way to third base and he's safe. So the Phillies have runners on the extremities with nobody out to start the game. Not good for us. Right, Kevin Stalker is next. 2-1 to him. And that's cut at third base on a liner for out number 1. The runners have to stay where they are. Alright, Vladimir Guerrero is the next batter. 1-0 to him. Grounds it to first. And we only get the runner out at second base. The runner scores from third. So it's 1-0 Phillies. But there's 2 outs now with a runner on first for Clay Bellinger. No count to him. So Guerrero goes and he's out. Out number 3. Alright, so the Phillies strike first. It is 1-0 Philadelphia here in Montreal. Sadly, it doesn't quite look like the Olympic Stadium so far. So, yeah, we're going to need to wait for the stadium packs to come out. Alright, so Bruce Ruffin on the mound for the Phillies. He's 8-4, having a decent season over there. Dying with the Shields is going to be the first one to welcome him to this game. 0-1 for the Shields. Grounds it to second, throw to first, and the Shields is out. That's 1 out in inning number 1. Jeff King is next. Full count to him. That's popped to right. Guerrero gets underneath it. Catches it for out number 2. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch the cues like in last year's game for like errors and everything. I usually could tell those before they happened. Alright, Ruben Rivera with 2 outs now, 1-0. And that's it. Oh yeah, that's it really well to left, all the way to the fence. That should be extra bases for Rivera. And he has a stand-up double. Alright, so 2 out double for Rivera. And that brings up Kenterbeck. No count. That's a base hit to center. Rivera goes for home. And he's safe. That's a run-scoring single for Kenterbeck. And we have a tie game here in Montreal. It is 1-1. Still 2 outs with a runner on first for John Kruk. No count. That's it. Really weakly towards second base. Oh, that's above second baseman's head. And the runner goes to third on the play. So we have runners on extremities, 2 outs. Still tied at 1. Jody Reed is the next batter. We could score another run here with a timely hit. 2-0. That's it. Oh, that looked funky. That was cut as a liner to third. The graphical representation looked kind of funky. The player warped. And that's the end of the inning. Alright, top of the second, Clay Bellinger. Hey FJ, what's up? Clay Bellinger now the batter for the Phillies. We are tied at 1, top of the second. Oh, Bellinger here, it's it pretty good. And that's out of here. It is now 2-1 for the Phillies. So I see that our fielders still have some nitro into their shoes. I'm literally just starting. I have not played a single game yet, nothing. So far it looks very similar to me. Alright, Mike Lieberthal now. 3-1. Grounds it to short. He's run out at first for out number 1. Did you get the game yet? Nope. Yeah, not me, man, not me. Eventually, but not now. Alright, so 1 out for Gilbert Cabrera, 1-0. So what do you think of the game so far? Since you actually have more time than me, I have literally 13 minutes into the game. Alright, Eric Danapilis now with 2 outs, 1 and 2. Grounds it to center, that's a base hit. Alright, so a 2-out single for the Phillies. Alright, that brings up Bruce Ruffin with 2 outs, runner on first, no count. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Phillies retake the lead thanks to a solo shot by Clay Bellinger. We are going to the bottom of the second. Expos are down 1 with Tim Laker leading off here against Bruce Ruffin. 1 and 2. And he struck out looking. Carlos Perez is the next batter, 0-1. Grounds it to first, and that's out number 2. Ooh, that's not good. That is no bueno. Right, Luis Polonia now with 2 outs, 1 and 2. Thankfully, you know, I play out every single game and I'm at the start of July, so that's not gonna happen. Surely they're gonna have it fixed before I make it to the end of the season. Alright, so nothing to show for the Expos in the bottom of the second. They are still down to the 1 in Montreal. Top of the third here, Otis Nixon leading up for the Phillies. 1-2. Grounds it to the pitcher. That's another infield. No, okay. Still trying to read the cues. Alright, so that's... He's thrown out at first. That's out number 1. Man. Getting yourself a slight advantage. But you're the Marlins, what does it matter? You're probably going to be trading those guys anyway once they want some money. Alright, Tom Evans now with 1 out, 2-0. Grounds it to third. That's a good throw by Jeff King. That's out number 2. Alright, 2 outs now for Kevin Stalker. Full count. It's a 2 center. Oh, that's going to fall in. It falls in front of Ruben Rivera. That's going to be a double. Man, yeah. Definitely looks like something's off, huh? Alright, Guerrero now, runner in scoring position. 2 outs, 1-2. Come on, make him chase. Oh, that's it to the pitcher. And that's an infield single yet again. That's this. Alright, so Phillies have runners on first and third. There's 2 outs. Clay Bettinger now, the batter. 1-2. Grounds it to third. He's thrown out at first for out number 3. Yeah, I bet that it takes the back seat because Perfect Team is not working and we all know where they focus their attention the most. Right, I'm gonna have a little bit of a vain moment, please bear with me. All right. Okay, bottom of the third, 2-1 for the Phillies here. I know the Shields. All right, so we have the top of the lineup. Let's get something going here. No count to the Shields. That's a fly to center. That's cut there by Danapilis. That is out number 1. Jeff King is the next batter. 2-0. That's a base hit to left. All right, so Jeff King gets aboard here after 1 out. That brings up Ruben Rivera. Full count. And he walks. All right, we'll take it. So you're working on both a Marlins and Oakland rebuild. All right, so 2 on, 1 out for Canterbeck. 1-0. Hey, Baseball Dreamland, welcome aboard. As Canterbeck flies out to right. So that's 2 outs now. The runners had to stay where they were. John Kruk is next with 2 outs, 2 on, 3-1. Oh, that's a base hit to left. Is it good enough to score a run? I think so. Oh yeah, we have a tight game here at Olympic Stadium. It is 2-2 thanks to a base hit by John Kruk. So which save do you like the most? Your Marlins one or the A's one? Jody Reed is next. 2 outs, 2 on, 3-0 to Jody Reed, and he walks on 4 pitches. That loads up the bases for Tim Laker, the backup catcher here. So he has a shot at a very productive at-bat. Come on, you have a shot at your first RBI in your not NHL, wrong sport, MLB career. 1-1, grounds it to short, and he's thrown out at second base for out number 3. The Nats have a super team. Not in real life, I don't think. Although I don't know what their record is. I know on paper they're not looking like they're gonna be like all that great. Alright, top of the fourth incoming. We are tied at 2 here. Mike Lieberthal's gonna lead off the fourth with Carlos Perez still on the mound for the Expos. 2-2. That's gonna be a base hit to right. So as usual, Carlos Perez struggles with base runners, as in he allows a lot of them in all kind of fashions, except today it's mostly hits. Jolbert Cabrera now, runner on first, nobody out, 1-1. Oh, sacrifice it. Yep, that worked. So Lieberthal ends up at second base. There's one out as Cabrera sacrificed himself. Runner in scoring position now for the Phillies with Eric Danapillis at bat. One out only, no count. It's it to third. Jeff King with the throw. That's out at number 2. Lieberthal makes it to third on the play. So now that there's 2 outs, runner on third for Bruce Ruffin. Full count. And that's a base hit to center. Alright, so the pitcher comes and hurts us. Where is the DH in the National League? Just a joke. I don't like that rule one bit. Alright, so 2 outs, runner on first. How many pitches? Oh, okay, alright. Otis Nixon now, 0-1. That's flied to right, and we have John Kruk that's there. Catches it for out number 3. Alright. Oh, that's nice. Always nice when you get a scouting discovery that kicks some butt, you know. Alright, Carlos Perez is going to be leading off the fourth for us. We're down 3-2. The Phillies retook the lead thanks to a base hit from their pitcher. Can Carlos do something? Oh, he tried to bunt himself on, but he missed. 1-2 now to Carlos. That's a weak fly ball to center. That's cut by Danapillis. That's out number 1. Alright, Luis Polonia is next. 2-2 to Polonia. That's a liner to first, and that's 2 quick outs for the Expos in the bottom of the fourth. The lineup flips over. Delino De Shields is next. 0-2 for Delino. 3-1. And he walks. Alright, so a 2-out walk for the Expos. Let's see if we can make them pay for that. Jeff King is now the batter. No count. Oh, the Shields goes, and he's out. So does the development bug that has been identified also like messes up the scouting discoveries? Is that why that guy is like on steroids or something? Alright, top of the fifth. We're still down 1 here at Olympic Stadium. Carlos has been giving up a lot of hits today. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep him on the mound. Tom Evans leads that off for the Phillies. No count. Grounds it to short. Good throw to first. That's out number 1. Kevin Stalker next. 0-2. And that's a base hit to center. Alright, so 1 out hit for the Phillies. Kevin Stalker gets aboard. That brings up the ever dangerous Vladimir Guerrero. 3-1. And he walks. I know I never got any good scouting discoveries like that ever. Alright, so Clay Bellinger now. There's runners on first and second. There's 1 out. No count to Bellinger. Alright, that's it. Weakly to center. Rivera should have that. And he does. That's the 2nd out. Runners do not tag. 2 outs now for Mike Lieberthal. No count. That's a base hit to left. Oh, we nailed the runner at home, and that's the end of the inning. Unorthodox double play to end inning number 5. However, they do have 10 hits. I think I'm gonna go to the pen for starting next inning. That's a lot of hits. All right, Jeff King leads off the bottom of the 5th. We're still down only 1 run. We're still in it. Come on, 2-2. Come on, buddy. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. Ruben Rivera is next, 2-2. That's it to right. Is that gonna fall? No, I don't think so. No, that's cut by Guerrero for out number 2. Kenterbeck now. No, there's 2 plays in all my years of playing out of the park baseball that I have never seen playing out games. A perfect game and a triple play. I have never seen either. Kenterbeck now with 2 outs, 2-2. Oh, struck out looking. That's not a great inning. I didn't like that. Alright, let's go to the pen. Who can give me a couple innings here? Oh, may or may not get it. Let's bring Michael McLean. Hi. McLean on the mound now, facing off against Jolbert Cabrera. Top of the 6th, Phillies still up 3-2, 2-0 to Cabrera. And that's a grounder, and that's an error. Alright, so who is the error on? It's on Reed. So Reed with the error at shortstop. Eric Danapilis is the next batter. Runner on first, nobody out. 1-1. That's going to be a base hit to center. Falls in front of Rivera. That's a single. So 2-1. Nobody out for the Phillies. Bruce Ruffin is next. He's already hurt us. Well, see, I had a no-hitter. It was against me, though. So it was Andy Ashby that no-hit me. It happened with that save. And also in that save, I saw my first steal of home that was successful. Also against me, it was Ray Lankford that did it. Alright, 2-1, nobody out for Bruce Ruffin. No count. He's bunting. Of course, sacrifice works. So now the Phillies have 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out for Otis Nixon. Alright, so we need to get Otis Nixon out here. 1-2. And that's a base hit to center, so we didn't get Otis Nixon out. 1 run scores. It is 4-2 for the Phillies. Phillies now have runners on the extremities with only 1 out. Tom Evans is the next batter, 1-0. Grounds it to third. We only get the runner out at first, so that there's 2 outs, and there's also 2 runners in scoring position now for Kevin Stalker. 2-2. Grounds it to second, and it goes through the second baseman. And 2 run scorer on that, so it's now 6-2 for the Phillies. Yeah. I guess I picked the wrong reliever. I have not seen any players hit 4 home runs in a game, no. Vladimir Guerrero, runner on first, 2 outs. Runner goes, and he's out. Alright, so pretty bad inning here. We allowed 3 runs at the top of the 6th. The Phillies are up 4 runs now. It is 6-2. John Kruk leads off the inning against Bruce Ruffin. Oh, yeah. Just last season, Miguel Batista had a couple, and Carlos Perez had a couple as well, I think. Alright, John Kruk now, 0-2. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. Jody Reed is next, full count. And he walks. Alright, so a 1-out walk for the Expos. Let's see if we can capitalize on that. Tim Laker is going to be the next batter. Full count to Tim Laker. Grounds it to third. And that's a double play. Yikes. Alright, inning ending double play. Yeah, I want to pull Michael McLean. He hasn't exactly been great. Although it's not necessarily his fault. The inning started with an error. which made all of the runs he allowed unearned. All right, let's go ahead and see here. I think I'm going to pitch Duris. I don't want to do a double switch. So I'm just going to pitch Duris for 1 inning. All right, John Duris now, the new reliever for the Expos. Vladimir Guerrero at the plate for the Phillies. Top of the 7th. The Phillies are up 6-2, 0-1. That's a base hit to that. We are not able to get those guys out. That's what their 14th hit of the game. All right, so runner on first, nobody out for Clay Bellinger. No count. Grounds it to second. That's a double play. That's more like it. There you go. All right, 2 outs now for Mike Lieberthal. 1-0 to him. That's it to left. Looks like it's going to be a home run. And it is. Solo blast for Mike Lieberthal. It is now 7-2 for the Phillies. The Expos are starting to take a beating here. Oh, yeah? Okay. I thought that they added, like, framing, catcher framing as a rating. I didn't see it, but it could be because my game is imported from 22. All right, Jolbert Cabrera with 2 outs, 3-1. Grounds it to second. He's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Phillies add 1 more run to their lead. It is now a 7-2 affair in Montreal. Oh, yeah, we're not going to bat with John Duris. Let's bring in a pinch hitter. We're going to bring in Johnny Knott. Oh, is it buggy? All right, Johnny Knott now comes in as a pinch hitter. 2-1. Also, it would be nice for my players that got recalled to actually have the Expos, you know, cap and everything in their picture. Looks like it doesn't get updated properly. All right, so they are bringing in a reliever. Sheldon Kane is now on the mound for the Phillies. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. We're still down 5. Luis Polonia is our next batter. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Yeah, if I go and check at my catcher, it doesn't show a... So where would it be under? Oh. Oh, I thought it was a rating that they have added. Okay, they added it as a stat. Got it. Okay. Got it. For some reason, I thought it was a rating that they had added, like the ability to frame and everything, to maybe get a few more strikeouts and everything. Got it. I was mistaken. That's definitely the first time in my entire life that I've been wrong about something. This just made history. All right, 2 outs. Sheldon Kane on the mound. Delano DeShields is the batter. Full count. All right, and he walks. Yeah, I figured at this point. All right, so runner on first, 2 outs for Jeff King. Should I bring somebody? Not with 2 outs. All right, no count. DeShields goes. That's a stolen base. All right, so DeShields is now in scoring position. There's 2 outs still. 1-0 on Jeff King. That's a base hit to left. Good thing I did not use a pinch hitter. And that scores a run. It is now 7-3 for the Phillies. There's still 2 outs. Runner on first for us. Ruben Rivera is the next batter. 1 and 2. Oh, the runner goes, and he is easily retired. That's out number 3. Technically, we don't know yet. Maybe I just gave them false hope so that I can come back in dramatic fashion in inning number 9 and get the W. Alright, we're gonna go with Katsumasa Ota now. Maybe it's all part of my master plan. Alright, Eric Danapillis is going to be the batter now. Katsumasa Ota on the mound for the Expos. Top of the 8th, we are down 4 with the Phillies up 7-3. No count to Danapillis. Grounds it to third. Good throw to first, and that's out number 1. Luis Medina comes in as a pinch hitter. 2-1 to him. That's a quick pop. Jody Reed is there, catches it for out number 2. Wouldn't you? It's all part of the plan, man. You have to trust the guy that's in charge here. And that's not me, that's the simulation engine, by the way. Alright, 2 outs now, top of the 8th for Otis Nixon. Full count to him. Ooh, he struck out swinging. Otis Nixon was not a guy that would strike out a whole lot in his career. That's right, that's what your bosses always tell you when they make changes that you hate. Trust the process. Yeah, maybe I haven't been kind enough to the RN Jesus lately. Alright, Scott Coleman on the mound for the Phillies. Ruben Rivera, bottom of the 8th. We have a 4-run deficit to make up for. 1 and 2 to Rivera. That's a base hit to center. Alright, falls in front of Danapillis. That is a single for Ruben Rivera. Runner on first, nobody out for Canterbeck. I am keeping him. He has quite a decent amount of power against lefties. 2 and 2. Of course, it doesn't matter if you don't swing the bat, right? So that's a strikeout looking. Runner on first, 1 out for John Kruk. 2 and 2. That's it to left. And it's all the way to the track almost. And that's caught there. And that's out number 2. Runner on first, Jody Reed. I probably should have used a pinch hitter. I don't have a lot of righties, though. 1 and 2. And all the way to the track again, and that's caught by Nixon for out number 3. So the Expos get a runner on base. The runner doesn't do anything. Saving all of the drama for the end of the 9th, aren't we? Alright, Tom Evans now leading off the 9th for the Phillies. They are still up 7-3. 1-0. I'm keeping Katsumasa Ota on the mound, and he just allowed a base hit to center. You know it. You know it. Alright, Kevin Stalker, runner on first, nobody out. 0-1. Oh, he tried to bunt, but that was foul. 0-2. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. The runner makes it to second base on the play. Oh, you think that's what's going to happen, huh? Surely you have not seen my Montreal Expos. Alright, runner in scoring position, 1 out for Vladimir Guerrero. 1 and 2. That's it to right. John Kruk gets in position, catches it for out number 2. Runner stays on second base, so there's 2 outs now for Clay Benninger. 1-0. That's it to right. Kruk goes after it, and he gets it for out number 3. Alright, let's make things happen. Oh, you're willing to bet on it? Jerry Santos comes in as a reliever here. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go with Brett Barbary here. He's going to come in as a pinch hitter for Tim Laker. Alright. 1-1 to Brett Barbary. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. I'm going to pinch it again. We're going to bring in Curtis Pride. At Curtis Pride facing off against Jerry Santos. 1 out. Nobody on. 1-1. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number 2. And of course, it doesn't get any more dramatic than to stage your comeback with 2 outs in the 9th. And it all starts with Luis Polonia. No count to Polonia. It's it to center. And yeah, you are right. Look, you're one of my most regular viewers. I need to make you feel good, so you want to come back, you know? So, oh my god. That looks weird. No, I didn't strike out. Alright, that wasn't a great game. Let's go ahead and play the next one and see if we can do any better here. Surely we can do worse. Okay, we can, probably. Hopefully not. How about that? Alright, so Luis Gonzalez got hurt for 5 weeks. That's gonna hurt the Astros. A fractured foot playing against the Giants. Yeah, in the 90s, in the middle of the 90s, they were a couple years before like the start of the huge power surges. So it's still acceptable to play baseball. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and finish today. Ooh, looks like we made a trade. Johnny Nutt got traded. I'm gutted. I love Johnny Nutt. Mostly I love saying his name. Oh, look at Johnny. Look at his face. He looks really pissed. He looks pissed that he's been traded. All right, the Montreal Expos have made a deal sending 24-year-old first baseman Johnny Nutt to the Baltimore Orioles for 35-year-old right under the... No, not Andy Hawkins again. I used to have Andy Hawkins. It was terrible. Why? Why did you do that to me? I don't want to cry on camera, but I might have to. And 22-year-old minor league Angel Yami. Yeah, it was a few years ago that I had him. He was terrible. Please don't put him on my lineup at least. At least don't do this to me. So we're gonna be without, we're gonna be down a player until the computer decides what he wants to do with that. Oh man, I'm not too happy with that trade. I was pretty happy with that GM up until now. Why would you bring him back? Look at that terrible season he had with me in 1992. 6-13, 5.76 ERA. Oof. Minus 0.3 WAR. Let's see. When he played for me, his BABIP was 348. Sucks to be me. And his FIP when he played for me was 128. Carrier average FIP is 5.52 and is Carrier BABIP is 254. Oops, no, I'm not looking at the right thing. Anyway, I don't want to spend any more time looking at this guy. I just hope he doesn't make it into my lineup. Alright, so we are going to be playing game number 2 here against the Phillies. Phillies are still in town. They're going to be sending Andy Ashby on the mound, the only pitcher in 12 years of playing this franchise that I have ever seen throw a no-hitter against me. Jose Rosado is going to be on the mound for us. Gonna make a couple changes, I think. Alright, let's... Let's play Jody Reed at second base. We're going to give Delino de Shields a little break here. And I'm just going to flip Polonia and Reed. I'm going to try it like that. Let's give it a shot, see what happens. Alright, so the Phillies for game number 2, I'm going to go with Otis Nixon batting first. He's going to be in left field. Tom Evans, the third baseman, is batting second. Kevin Stalker at shortstop, batting third. Cleanup, Vladimir Guerrero is in right field. Clay Bellinger, the first baseman, is going to be batting fifth. Mike Lieberthal, the catcher, batting sixth. Jolbert Cabrera, the second baseman, batting seventh. Eric Danapilis, the center fielder, batting eighth. And Andy Ashby, the pitcher, is going to be batting ninth. We are facing the exact same lineup. He's not on my lineup yet. Whenever the GM makes trades in the game, it always takes one more day to move the players around. So I'm short one player right now because I don't have Johnny Nutt because he's been traded, and Andy Hawkins has not been put anywhere. So whatever happens is going to happen after this game. Alright, well, go Expos and play ball. Let's enact revenge here for game number 2 now, shall we? Alright, Jose Rosado facing off against Otis Nixon, and the game is underway. Full count to Nixon. Oh, that's it weakly to the catcher, and that's an error to start the game. Great way to start, folks. And who is... Yeah, I think the error is on Herbeck. Alright, so Herbeck with an error at first. Otis Nixon, who we know as Wheels, is on base with nobody out. Tom Evans, no count. Nixon is on his way, and that's a stolen base. So just like that, the Phillies have a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Hey, you weren't there in the 90s. You don't know what it was like to watch Montreal Expos. It was pretty much like that. But you don't know that. You're just guessing. All right. 2-2 to Tom Evans now. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. That's it to center field. Looks like it has some carry to it, and it's out of here. That's a 2-0 game. We got them right where we want them, folks. Again, with that false sense of security and stuff like that. Alright, Kevin Stalker now. 2-2. Grounds it to the pitcher. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Look at that. That's the only play I have. Vladimir Guerrero now. 2-2. Grounds it to the pitcher as well. And this is out number 2. Wow, look at us. Clay Bellinger now. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-2. Oh, struck out looking. Alright. If I could get a mulligan for the first 2 batters of the game, Jose Rosado would have done awesomely, but there's no mulligans in this game, so now I get to face Andy Ashby, who already has 10 wins this season. Alright, Polonia is going to lead off the bottom of the first for us. We're already down to full count. That's it to right. Vladimir after it. And he catches it for out number 1. Jody Reed is next. 1-1. Grounds it to first. Yeah, that's where I recognize you. This is Montreal Canadiens' line of thinking right there. It's always like, well, if Carey Price wouldn't have allowed those 3 goals, we would have won by 1. Okay. Montreal fans are awesome at that. And see, I'm playing as the Expos, so I'm really good at that too. I'm picking up pretty quick. John Kruk with 2 outs now, 2-1. Grounds it to short. And that's the end of the inning. Alright, the Expos go down 1-2-3 in inning number 1. Top of the second incoming, we're down 2 with Mike Lieberthal leading off for the Phillies. Jose Rosado still on the mound, obviously, 0-2. That's all the way to the fence. That's going to be extra bases. And that's a double for Mike Lieberthal, sorry. Sometimes I struggle to say his name, but not as much as if I was playing hockey trying to say Wade Double Weeks, or whatever his name is. Jobert Cabrera, runner in scoring position, nobody out. No count. That's a base hit to right. Falls in front of John Kruk. Alright, so runners on first and third, nobody out. Eric Danapilis is now the batter, 3-1. That's it to second. Oh, no, that's it to right. And that's cut by John Kruk. That looked a little odd. Looks like that ball was floating around. Hey, Jerwin Allet, what's up? Yeah, I'm totally for John Kruk's mullet to win an award. Alright, runners on first and third, 1 out. Andy Ashby, 0-1. Oh, take that, Andy Ashby. That'll teach you for throwing a no-hitter against me 2 seasons ago or so. Yep, I did. Alright, the bases are loaded. There's 1 out. Otis Nixon is at the plate. Not a good start for Rosado, 0-2. Oh, that's line 2. Oh, look at that throw. I probably can throw harder than that. Alright, so that's going to count as a sacrifice fly. The Phillies add to their lead. It is now 3-0 for the Phillies. 2 outs, 2 runners on for Tom Evans. 2-2. That's it to right. John Kruk slides with his mullet in the wind, and he catches it for out number 3. The Phillies add 1 more run to their lead. Could have been worse with bases loaded and only 1 out, to be fair. It is 3-0 for the Phillies. Ken Turbick leads off here, bottom of the second against Andy Ashby, 2-2. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Ruben Rivera is next, 2-2. That's fly to center. Danapilis is... Oh, no. Yes. Danapilis catches it for out number 2. I think that not only he should be safe, he should be awarded an extra base. That only sounds fair. Charles Johnson with 2 outs, 3-1. Grounds it to second, and that's another 1-2-3 inning for the Expos. So it's hard to get runs when you can't do nothing. Alright, 3-0 still for the Phillies. Kevin Stocker leading off the third, 0-1. That's it to the catcher, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Vladimir Guerrero is next, 1-1. Grounds it to short. He's thrown out at first for out number 2. Clay Bellinger now, 0-1. Hits it to center. Run. Rivera's there, catches it for out number 3. The Phillies are down 1-2-3. John Kruk didn't have a whole lot of power, but he would bat for decent average. he came close to it, or was around like 20-ish home runs a few times, which back then was not too terrible. But for a first baseman, because he played a lot of first base, for a first baseman, he was, that was not all that awesome. Jeff King now, bottom of the third. 1 and 2. Let's get something going here. Anything. Well, a strikeout is something, I suppose. 1 out. Walt Weiss is next. 2 and 2. Grounds it to first, and that's out number 2. Then Jose Rosado is next with 2 outs. 2 and 1. But John Kruk will always be remembered for his mullet, and he had a few other friends with mullets on the team at the time, Pete and Caviglia being one of them, and then Darren Dalton as well, I believe, had a mullet for a while. Mike Lieberthal, top of the fourth, as the Expos went down in order again. 2 and 1. Grounds it to third, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Hey, mullets are coming back in style, just so you know. If you want to be a hit with the ladies or something, now is the time to groom one for yourself. Jobert Cabrera now, the batter. No count. It's a to center. And that's out number 2. Eric Danapilis is next. 1 and 2. 2 outs. Grounds it to short. That's a good throw. That's the end of the inning. Alright, Phillies are also down in order. Are we going to get our first hit of the game? Bottom of the fourth. Luis Polonia is the batter. 2 and 1. And we do. Look at that. Opposite field base hit for Luis Polonia. And we finally have a base runner. We don't know what to do with it. We are beyond ourselves. Jody Reed is now the batter. Runner on first, nobody out. No count. And that's it to short. They are just going to get the runner out at first. So we have a runner in scoring position. 1 out for John Kruk. Yeah, if you look at John Kruk's stats, he was batting for decent average. Well, not every single year. Most years. Now, starting 1991, that's all fictional because that's when I started. But, he would bat with decent average and everything. But, yeah. Alright, runner in scoring position. 1 out. John Kruk, the batter. 0 and 2. Put the power of the mullet behind that swing. Didn't work. Alright, 2 outs now. Still a runner in scoring position. Canterbeck, the batter. No count. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Alright, so our runner makes it to third base. There's 2 outs, though, so a sac fly won't work. We need a base hit from Canterbeck. Full count. And we got a grounder to first, and he's out. Alright, so we got a base hit. Base runner. Nothing happens. We are still down 3-0. Heading into the top of the fifth. Andy Ashby is now the batter to face off against Jose Rosado, who's been pitching better the last 2 innings. 1 and 1. Grounds it to the pitcher, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Otis Nixon is next. 2 and 2 to Nixon. Struck out swinging. Yeah, probably not great. I mean, I wouldn't know. I was a terrible hitter in baseball. I was the prototypical pitcher, I guess. Tom Evans now with 2 outs, 3 and 0. And he walks on 4 pitches. Sometimes I would think that I was funny, so I would call my shots like Babe Ruth, that they would point that he was going to hit a home run. I would point pop fly to the shortstop, and that's usually where the ball would end up. So I had the merit of being funny while also knowing my own limitations. All right, Kevin Stocker, the batter. There's a runner on first, 2 outs, 2-2. That's it to center all the way near the track, and that's cut by Rivera for out number 3, sorry. I did. It was pretty much always poor contact. And everybody knew too, and there's that one time that I squared the ball pretty good, and it was a liner in center field, and they were like playing in because I was the batter, obviously, and it went over his head. That was pretty awesome. That's like the only time in my life I made good contact with the ball. All right, Ruben Rivera leads off the bottom of the 5th, and the HB still on the mound, 0-1. That's a base to right, so opposite field single for Rivera. So we have a runner on first and nobody out for Charles Johnson. Come on, Charles, I gave you a day off yesterday. Give me something. Oh, that's a stolen base for Rivera. That's his 13th of the season. 0-2. Oh, struck out looking. Who knows? I wasn't that good at English back then. No, nobody drafted me. I'm pretty certain about that. And the reason being, by the time that I was like draft age eligible, I had discovered beer, and I traded baseball for beer pretty much. Underage drinking is a thing where I'm from. I also had a beard at 16, so it was pretty easy for me to just go and buy beer. So don't do that at home, kids. I was a professional. All right, so runner in scoring position, 1 out for Jeff King. Ooh, Jeff King gets drilled. So we have 2 runners on now and 1 out. For Walt Weiss, of all people. Oh, dear God. It's a little early to pull him. 3-1. And he walks. All right, that's pretty good. So what do I do now? I think I'm going to pinch it. I need runs. So Rosado's been pitching better, but I need the runs more than I need his pitching right now. So I'm going to pinch it for him. Let's use the Shields. He's my best bat on the bench. I was trying to give him a day off, but... Alright, the Shields with the bases loaded, 1 out. With a good swing here, we're totally back in this game. 1-2. And he grounds it to second. And alright, they only get the runner out at second base. That's a fielder's choice. A run scores on the play. So it is 3-1, 2 outs, runners on first and third for Luis Polonia. 2-2. Grounds it to short. They go the short route, get the Shields out at second base. That's the end of the inning. Alright, that didn't quite go as planned. We did get a run, but I was hoping for a little bit more here. Alright. I guess I'm just gonna go with... Oh wow, my pitchers didn't tire at all yesterday. None of them. Well, except for my starter. God, I almost want to use Katsumasa Ota. I guess I will. I'm gonna save Terrell for, like, overtime or something. Not overtime, extra innings. It's still hockey season. I still get words mixed up sometimes. Alright, Vladimir Guerrero, top of the 6th, leading off against Katsumasa Ota, 0-2. Grounds it to third. He's thrown out at first for out number 1. Clay Bellinger is next. Full count. That's a base hit to right. Alright, so falls in between everybody. I don't know if the Expos are ever going to come back. I would love for them to come back. I know that people think that there's no market for baseball in Montreal, but there is. People just got sick and tired of being toyed with by shitty owners. Alright, runner on first, 1 out for Mike Liebertle, 2-2. And that's a base hit to right. Very weak base hit, should we add. 2 on, 1 out for Jolbert Cabrera. 1 and 2. Struck out swinging. I know that there's been a push and everything, but I don't know what it means that they wanted to split the games with the Rays, and that kind of fell through, and they kind of went silent after that. There's a group in Montreal that wants to bring baseball back, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. They've been kind of silent for a while now. Alright, Otis on the mound, 2 on, 2 outs for Phillies. That's a base hit to left, that's all the way to the fence, that's extra bases. The Phillies are... Well, they scored 1 more run and we nailed the other runner, so it's 4-1 and that's the end of the inning. Alright, bottom of the 6th. Jody Reed is the batter. Andy Ashby is on the mound. We're down 3 here at Olympic Stadium. 2 and 2 to Jody Reed. Grounds it to first. He's thrown out for out number 1. John Kruk is next. 0 and 2. And he's struck out. Ken Turbeck now. No count. And that's a base hit to left. Opposite field single for Ken Turbeck. So a 2-out single for the Expos. That's only our 3rd hit of the game. 2 outs for Ruben Rivera. 2 and 2. And he struck out. Well, ain't that grand. Right, Andy Ashby is now the batter. I'm going to keep Katsumasa Ota on the mound, I think. Top of the 7th, we're down 3. Ashby with the swing, it's it to center. That's cut by Rivera for out number 1. Otis Nixon is now the batter. So is there even a lot of baseball in Norway? Like are there even like fields, baseball fields or something? 0 and 1 to Otis Nixon, 1 out. That's a base hit to center for Nixon. So he gets his speed on base, which I'd rather he doesn't, but... Tom Evans, runner on first, 1 out, 1 and 0. That's it to right. That's cut for out number 2. Okay. So, like, you don't know anybody that played baseball in the little leagues or anything like that? Oh, okay. Kevin Stark here now with 2 outs, runner on first, 1 and 1. Runner goes. Oh, we nailed Otis Nixon. He's out. Bottom of the 7th, Andy Ashby's on the mound. He's pitching a great game. Charles Johnson is the batter, 1 and 2. Yeah, I would think that it probably is. And Johnson strikes out swinging, by the way. All right, Jeff King is next, 1 and 2 to him. Struck out swinging as well. Dear little Easter Bunny. Walt Weiss now with 2 outs, 1 and 0. That's it to center. All right, and that's cut by Phillies for out number 2. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pull our pitcher. I'm going to go with McLean. I'm going to use the same pitchers I used yesterday because they're not tired. And I can. Alright, Kevin Stalker facing off against Michael McLean. Top of the 8th, we are down 4-1. 2 and 2. Struck out swinging. Vladimir Guerrero is next. 0 and 2. Alright, it's it to right. Run. John Kruk run. And that's out number 2. Alright, Clay Bellinger is next. 0 and 1. Ooh, that's it to left. Looks like it has some carry. And it's out of here. That's now a 5-1 game for the Phillies. Mike Lieberthal now, 3-1. Hits it to left, and that's cut there by Luis Polonia for out number 3, bottom of the 8th incoming. And we are going to bring in a pinch hitter for Michael McLean. We're going to go with Curtis Pride, I guess. Right, Curtis Pride, now the pinch hitter. Full count. Strikeout swinging. Ooh, okay, so they're bringing in a reliever. Bob Kipper is now the reliever for the Phillies, facing off against Luis Polonia. 1-2. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Jody Reed with 2 outs, 2-0. Come on. Grounds it to short, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Alright, top of the 8th incoming. We are down 5. Top of the 9th, sorry. We are down 5-1. Alright, Jolbert Cabrera leads off that inning for the Phillies, 1-2. John Doris on the mound now for the Expos. Strikeout swinging for out number 1. Alright, Eric Danapilis is next, 0-1. Grounds it to short. That's a good throw for out number 2. Eddie Rios comes in as a pinch hitter. No count. Grounds it to third. Jeff King juggles with the ball. That's going to be an error. Now, Otis Nixon is... No, it was not an error. It was considered a base hit. Otis Nixon is the next batter. 2 outs, runner on first, 1-2. Oh, struck out looking. Ooh, that was close. That looked like a ball to me. Alright, so we find ourselves in a situation where we need to score 4 runs in the 9th again. Look at us. If anything, we are consistent. Alright, John Kruk leading off against Mike Grace, who's coming in as a reliever now. 1-2. Struck swinging for out number 1. Kent Beck is next. Full count. And he walks. Alright. At least we're getting a base runner. Ruben Rivera is next. Runner on first, 1 out. 2-1. Grounds it to second. That's the end of the game. That's a game-ending double play. And for the second game in a row, we lose by 4 runs. Well, you know what? The owner just had to be more specific. I'm a literal kind of guy. So if you tell me consistency, I'll give you consistency. Alright, so we lost 5-1, sorry, against the Phillies. Not a great game again. Ooh. Alright, so Florida skipper Yoder blasts Matey over bad press. So Jeff Yoder, so he's not happy. Oh, Barry Bonds is going to miss 4 weeks. Now, Barry Bonds in my universe plays for Oakland. That's very weird to say. He's out for 4 weeks with a oblique strain suffered against Cleveland. Right, and the Tigers got a 9-0 shutout against, I think, the Angels. All right, we're going to go ahead and finish today. Alright, let's see what happens here. Alright, so... Ooh. I got Quinn Mack. Alright, we'll see what he does. Michael McLean goes to AAA. There's been a trade between the Blue Jays and the Astros. Blue Jays... Blue Jays sent Wes Pratt to the Astros for John Abian. Oh. Doesn't look like the Astros got a whole lot for John Abian. Oh well. Then there's been a trade between the Cards and the Rangers. The St. Louis Cardinals have parted ways with 33-year-old second baseman Robbie Thompson and catcher Darren Everson for Benji Gill. Alright, so Benji Gill comes in to play second base for the Cards. Robbie Thompson ends up in Texas. All right. Let's take a look at what we have here. Nothing much. Alright, so I have new players that I need to take a look at. It's a Quinn Mac. Alright. That gives me another left bat. Oh, they left Andy Hawkins on my lineup. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Alright, we're gonna put you in long relief. Oh, he's set as a closer. What the? No. The AI does it. I'm playing as... I play as a manager only, so the GM does all of that. I have to say, prior to this trade of getting Hawkins, he had been doing really good. He really had. That's like the first stinker he's really done. I guess I'm going to have to forgive him. I don't know how the A's are able to afford Barry Bonds. I'm going to go ahead and save here. We can go ahead and take a quick look. See how much he's paid or something. How much are they paying him? How much are you paid? 3.72 million, which is pretty... That's a substantial amount back in the day. Yeah, they have Lenny Dykstra, Fred McGriff, Terry Pendleton, Jose Canseco. Oh, wow. The A's are loading up in talent, and yet they suck. Look at that. They are 38 and 52, 20 games back. They have some decent players. I guess maybe not pitchers all that much, though. I mean, Till Belcher was a decent pitcher. Charlie Leibrandt was alright, but he must be a million years old now. Yeah, he's 38. Well, I guess it sucks to be them. I have all of that talent and not being able to put it together. Oh, Seattle. Yeah, well, Seattle lost Ken Griffey Jr. to the Yankees, right? Remember that part? So we can go ahead and check. Seattle are 21 and 67. Okay, so you have Omar Vizquel. You have Frank Bullock is batting third for you. You're in trouble. Frank Bullock played very briefly for the Expos in real life. He was not very good. You have Jay Buhner, Tino Martinez, Bernie Williams. So you have some talent there. Brett Boone was, oh god, he's having a terrible start to the season, but he was alright. Derek Lowe, Randy, oh dear god, look at Randy Johnson's record there. 1-11, 7.14 ERA. Oh, that's because he hasn't developed properly. He has a whopping 9 control. I don't think you want to go to bat with Randy Johnson in real life on the mound with 9 control. I would be pissing my pants. Well, 36. You're only 36 games back. You've got the Angels right where you want them. Remember, that's a long game. That's, it's the long game. That's what it is. False sense of security and all of that good stuff. Alright, folks, I'm going to go ahead and stop here for today. I did games 1 and 2. I'm going to need to go ahead and get some stuff going. So, as usual, I want to thank you for tuning in, especially today on this very first day for me playing Out of the Park Baseball 23. As far as the 3D go, I didn't see a whole lot of differences, except for pants. We have pants now. So, yeah. Now, if you're catching this on YouTube later, you like the video or something, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And of course, until I roll this game again, I'll see you folks later.